Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys enjoyed the preview yesterday with Robbie and Ty. If you guys haven't seen it, also it is in my channel, so check out in the description below as well. But yes, guys, welcome to another Chelsea versus Arsenal preview. Meant to be with Bhavss, but in typical Arsenal fashion, I think he might have bottled it. You guys, if you want to see him on here, spam his inbox, spam all of his tweets, tell him why you ducking Carefree Lewis G. I don't know why he's ducking me. He sees me every week. He knows it ain't going to be too much dirty energy. But on a serious level, he should be on soon. He said he was going to come around 2-ish. It is now around 2:30. But Babs will be on sooner than later. In the words of the great Matisse, lateness is greatness, and you already know we're on greatness time. We got Scott, Wayne, Johnny with us anyway. We're going to discuss all things Chelsea, Arsenal. We're going to be taking the piss out of those dickheads from North London. Probably not saying too much because we all know what happened last time. And even though I don't think that's going to happen again, I don't want to tempt fate because football is a load of fuckery. And we know what's meant to happen in the sport of football doesn't necessarily always happen. But big up everyone who's locked in. Scott, how's the last few days been for you? And what's your thoughts on the game today?
Well, it's been good. I just want to say shout out to anyone that's been posting about their struggles in terms of mental health with Mental Health Awareness Week. I think stuff like that needs to be spoken about. I've been good, just been trying to get through uni work. I'm that close to getting finished. As of Friday, I'll be done. But yeah, I'm excited about the game. Watching all the previews and whatnot. Big up Ryan as well. Watching all the previews got me more into it. And I'm just excited, man. Like, I know it's one of those games that it could be a bit of a slip up. It could be a bit of a banana skin, but I think we should be winning. I think that it's a game that we need to be winning. I think that with the result last night, I think it's a game that if we win, I won't say we're guaranteed, but I think there's a very good chance we'll be in the top four as of next season, which then puts a bit less pressure on the Champions League final. I know it's a Champions League final, but it puts a little bit less pressure on that. So yeah, I just hope for a win. So then we'll probably get in top four next season.
Yeah, this one's a question for all you guys as well. And this is the only thing that I'm worried about going into Chelsea Arsenal. And it's the fact that I feel most of the players are gonna have 1 hour in the FA Cup final. I feel like it does go both ways where because we got the FA Cup final in a few days and I expect to see a few rotations with that in mind, it gives some of the fringe players in our squad a chance to really try and state their claim for a spot for the cup final. But on the other hand, if you've got players that are going to be playing both games, you also run the risk of them not playing with the same level of intensity they would for the cup final because they want to protect their bodies. I feel like that's the only thing we would need to be worried about going into this game. Other than that, it's just if we take our chances, we'll win the game. If we're clinical, we'll batter Arsenal. But it depends on if we're clinical or not. It's the same thing that happens every single game. Johnny, how's the last few days been for you, bro?
Yeah, really good, man. Like, I'm just buzzing like for all these games the big games that are coming up. Like, just so excited. Obviously, for the 29th of May, that's the one I'm most gassed for, obviously. But yeah, tonight, like, just want to batter them. Really, like, just shut them up. The Arsenal fans have been over the years have been so arrogant and just pathetic that they need this humbling again. And I know that they're already down in the dumps, and it's just one of them ones. If they beat us and do the double, that's what
double,
they'll be celebrating.
It'll be 3 in a row. It won't even be a double.
Yeah, true. 3 in a row. Can't be having that, man. I'll be honest. I don't think Tuchel's going to allow any complacency. He's going to go out. He's going to put a solid team, and he wants to get the job done. So whether that's Arsenal or not West Brom. I always bring up West Brom. It's the worst team to bring up. Whether that's like a Burnley or whatever, do you know what I mean? Or Sheffield United, he wants to get the job done. The fact that it's Arsenal and it's a London derby, I think adds to the spice of things. And obviously it's for Tuchel. It's a proper London derby for him at the Bridge. So yeah, I'm confident. My only worry is I don't want any injuries. That's the only thing. I just don't want anyone getting injured. That's going to be important. Like we've already got AC that's had an injury, and that's worrying in itself because he's been in immense form. You know,
can't be asked. You know how many months I was waiting to put Arsenal players into the penitentiary, and now he's gone and dropped an injury against City. CBA, man.
That's bull, man. That's bull, literally. But I've got a little. inkling that Cho's going to get in this game. I've got a feeling Cho's going to play, but I'm playing the front three maybe.
Hudson-Odoi should be playing. Like, I'd be
Yeah.
really surprised if he doesn't play. I think maybe Hakim Ziyech plays in this match too, potentially. Or do we keep Hakim Ziyech for... I wouldn't keep Hakim Ziyech for the cup final. I feel the Arsenal, both teams are going to sit deep. That's the thing. Leicester City are well known for sitting deep and counter-attacking. And Arteta and his terrorist ball, he's not going to be playing anything liquid, is he?
No.
I think it kind of depends on who they play, to be honest. Because if he goes back to what he's been doing most of the time, which is Xhaka at left back, then I think having Ziyech could work. Or I think if he plays Xhaka, I think we should be playing someone like a Hudson-Odoi or Pulisic, because that's a recipe for disaster in terms of on their part. If they play Saka again, then it's a bit more of a conversation. It's a bit more thinking to be done. But I think it just depends on who he decides to play, because we've seen, like with Arteta recently, he is just his team selections and his way of playing is genuinely baffling. Genuinely baffling.
Yeah, and also because they now have nothing to play for, really, other than trying to get back into the Conference League, or if they want to keep going with the same Tottenham's Day thing because they haven't finished above them in years. With that in mind, would them having nothing to play for mean that we could potentially see a different Arsenal in terms of different tactics, with them trying to have an eye towards next season? It's all speculation, isn't it? I feel like it's a yes or no answer. It depends on what you think.
I don't think. I think the players, they just get fired up for these types of games. Arsenal, I mean, well, you say that, and the Europa League was their biggest game of the season for them, and they muffed that up. But maybe when there's no pressure, they do sort of turn up. Weirdly enough, because they're clearly bottle jobs, and like I'll be honest, I just want Mount to just bang one in and put Saka in a penitentiary, because all this Saka clear and all this stuff is a joke. I can't be hearing that. What
was it? Fucking Danny. I saw him here earlier saying Saka's clear and Mount's getting put in a pack tonight, which I feel famous last words, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, I honestly couldn't tell you what he's going to do. Like, this is the same guy that decided for a Europa League semi-final to play a system that they've never played. When they had two guys that could play at striker, either playing or on the bench, like, and then from which meant nothing, he decided to play Saka at left back and Martinelli at striker. Like, honestly, I couldn't tell you what he's going to do. Like, I couldn't tell you what tactics.
What do you reckon? He's more unpredictable than Tuchel.
Honestly, I was thinking this like last season. He has genuinely taken all the worst bits about Pep. Like, he's taken none of the good bits. He's taken the friction with all the players.
Man's the pandemic.
That's that. Like, it's like this. He's taken Pep's constant need to overthink everything. He's taken falling out with the players. He's taken that need to constantly nitpick and like shout instructions like all the damn time. Like, he's literally Pep without any of the positives. He's taken all the bad bits about Pep.
Pep with no minerals.
I mean, it's Pep with like none of what makes Pep good.
One set. I'll throw the link to Fata and Xavi as well. Fuck it. We're gonna turn this into a group call. Can't be asked.
Why would you give Arteta the job anyway? Like, Arsenal are a joke club, man. The fact that we lost to them with Lampard in charge that game, we rejuvenated them. We got to put them back down to where they were there. They need to be told. They need to be battered like 3-4-0 tonight. It's got to be done. We've got to be ruthless.
I don't think it'll be that many. I think we'll win, but I don't think we'll win that much.
I don't think it'll be a battering just because...
It's a battering if we're clinical. That's the way I see it. We will make enough chances for it. It's just, are we going to finish our chances or not? Because the only game we've been clinical at was Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I think it'll be a battering in terms of I don't think we'll let them lay a glove on us, but I don't think it'll be a battering in terms of scoreline. I see it genuinely. I know we'll probably get to the score prediction at the end, but I think it'll be 2-0, but with them having like no chances.
Yeah, so you're literally
4-2
outplaying
and then just being like, you remember what City did under us when we had Lampard, where it was 3-0 and they literally like most of the second half they were playing it like it was a training game, where it was like I imagine just being that where we get 2 goals and then it's like cool, we'll just play the game at our pace.
Lewis,
Yep.
I was gonna say, I hope that what you did on yesterday's video, and obviously no, it wasn't yesterday, it was on Monday when you bagged Ty for that £200. Hopefully we can carry it on for this game.
Yeah, no worries. We're gonna be celebrating
Yeah,
that.
Lewis
Don't you worry.
put Ty in a spliff, man.
I'm gonna be real. It just fell to me on a plate because it takes me ages to think of these responses, but then like Ty's already pressed the button before I even have to say anything, which means it's perfect for me.
Yeah,
I'd have got some of those general knowledge ones, you know. But
You probably would have. There was a couple of them was like, oh, what the the Zlatan one. That's the only thing that probably saved me. I think what was the question? Which of the 2 players who have scored in every minute
Ronaldo
of a match from first minute to 90? But it was like, I know it ain't going to be Ronaldo and Messi because that's like, it's too bait.
the one for me, Lewis, was the 0-0 debate, man. That was the 0-0 2-2 celebration debate. That one.
Which one? Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Be real. Am I wrong to say the 0-0 is completely different to the 2-2?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Okay, cool.
It's about
Just
context.
want to make
that's
sure
what I'm
it's
saying.
not
You
just
put him
me,
in a
innit?
spliff, really, because celebrating 2-2, yeah, fair enough, but you're celebrating the 0-0 for the magnitude of the 0-0. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing. Like, even the 2-2, I get in the ground celebrating it because as an away day, London derby, 2-2 draw at the bridge. If it's 2-2 at the Emirates, we're all going to be going mad when both goals go in as well. It's the admin. It's the way the fans were moving afterwards.
Yeah.
After the game, it was like, we didn't celebrate the performance. We might have celebrated, what was it, the John Terry masterclass because he put prime Olivier Giroud in a pack for 90 minutes. It was one of the greatest defensive performances I've ever seen from an individual player.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, there weren't really much to celebrate other than the fact that I think we were 2 or 3 games off the title based on that draw. And that Arsenal were way more the attacking team than we were that day. We just came for the point. That was typical Jose Mourinho. The difference is Jose will defend and get you to a trophy. Arteta will defend and get you to 10th place. That's the difference between both the managers. Big up iTest Merchant saying Arsenal on the floor in December still slapped us. Lampard tax. It's not going to be the same right now.
No.
Like Lampard made so many mistakes going into that game. I don't see Tuchel doing something stupid like playing an injured Andreas Christensen in this game.
Tuchel's
like that.
Tuchel's going to turn it on. I think if any player gets sloppy or complacent, they ain't going to play. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
That's the mentality.
I think we're now mentally stronger than we was against Arsenal then. I think we're not just mentally stronger. I think we've got a different mentalities. I can't say a word.
You're going to say
minerals,
everyone's
got everyone's different mentality. Oh, I'm going to hate saying that word. Basically, they all got a different mental approach to the game compared to what we did then, because Tuchel will not let anyone forget how important the game is. And not only, yes, we've got finals, but he will class this as a final as well, because he will want to be in that top 4 confirmed before the end of the season. So it's going to be completely different. And I think no matter who's in the team, they're going to be playing. They will have to play at the top of the game. Otherwise, they're going to get nowhere. Because he will say, "What end of the season?" Do you know what I mean? But
there we go. What was it? Johnny ends up coming back in now as well. Fata, talk to me about your client. Do you think he's starting today?
Yeah, I just spoke to him and had a meeting earlier this morning, and he was so spoken that either he wants to start or not. It's not his decision. That he said it really well about Thomas Tuchel, that he will trust Thomas Tuchel no matter, regardless what the decision looked like for the lineup later. But all in all, my client is in a confidence mood right now, and I've spoken to him. If he starts tonight, I will. He promised me and the others, like, I will get you guys a goals. And if it's not starting, then he'll be starting on Saturday regardless. So in terms of if we want to start him or not.
I'm gonna be real. If he ain't scoring today, I doubt he starts in the final.
Yeah.
No.
If he ain't scoring today, he can come at me and then say he's not going to start the final. So.
No. It won't even be on a slander thing. It's just I think with the way Leicester City are gonna play,
I don't mind
if
if there's any inquiry or any kind of problem that you guys had, you can come at me at some point. But I'm open to suggesting for some of you guys. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel Kai Havertz plays up front in the final anyway, because I feel like it's a game that suits more centre forward than a player's going to run in behind. You might see Werner on the left-hand side. Actually, no, because that'll probably be Christian.
Werner's getting arrested today, no?
Maybe on the right. Nah, Mason. Okay, maybe not. And Werner will start the Arsenal game regardless, in my opinion, though.
No.
You don't think he's starting the Arsenal game?
No. Last game, he was working so hard. Like, Tuchel said he worked so hard. I think Tuchel's going to arrest him.
Yes, there he is, bro. Jump on whenever you're ready, my G.
I think he will, because I think Kai will start the
FA Cup final.
Yeah, because I see it being easier in this game than it being in the Leicester game to get behind their defence, just because the level of defenders is completely different. And I think that when you look at who Leicester have in terms of like Evans and Soyuncu, I don't think that suits a Werner. I think this game suits a Werner, where it's going to be Holding and Gabriel, probably, or Holding and Mari. So, like, I think either or works, but I can definitely see Werner starting this game.
No, for me, it's just a rotation. It's rotation, and it's the fact that I don't think he starts the final.
Oh, you don't think Werner starts final?
In the final, yeah. I don't mind if
suit
he's not starting. No.
Leicester
In the final, yeah. In the final, I would start Pulisic, Havertz, and Mount.
I also think as well is Werner's a good option to bring on the bench. If it ends up going like late into the game or ends up going at extra time, Werner's a great option to bring on, because that back line then is absolutely like.
Love that, Johnny. I got Bergkamp and Van Persie locked up. Love to see it. iTest Merchant as well saying, please tell your client need to beat Arsenal for revenge. Fatter. Everyone's pointing at your man for tonight, you know. He's got to turn up.
I understand that. If there's any inquiry, but thank you, iTest Merchant. I will notify that to my client as soon as possible. But right now, he's in a team meeting and he will not be interrupted by some of you guys. But if there's any inquiry, that you can come at the lawyer. But yeah.
Can you certify a hat trick?
Thinking Timo starts the final as well. Let us know your reasons why too. But I'd be really surprised if he plays. I feel it's Mount, Pulisic, Havertz for the final.
That's why I said I don't mind either, both ways, really. But
that's why I think this game, I think you'll find Mount might play in the middle too.
With a Kai? Would you probably?
Yeah,
Well, I think with
Jorginho.
I think Mount would be with Jorginho in the middle today's game.
You think they're going Mount in the pivot again?
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
No Gilmore.
No,
I would rather Gilmore play.
I would, but I think he will, because Mount didn't play last game. I can't see him being got for 2 games in a row.
But that's why I'd rather just push him in the front. Have Werner, Mount, and Hudson-Odoi in the front 3 for me.
What's making you think this way? Like, is this like?
Because I personally think
Arsenal wins. I'll come. Hey, Gal Bunner, I'll send you a link too if you're around.
I think James will be the right wing back, and I think Hudson-Odoi will be one of the front 3.
yeah,
And if Hudson-Odoi is one of the front 3 and Werner plays, what we do believe, and I believe too, that is one position, and I can only see it going to Ziyech.
Ziyech?
In the front 3, yeah. And I can see Mount being dropped back and Jorginho, and then they'd be doing a similar game plan when I think it was B. Gilmore and Mount played in the middle, but then Ziyech dropped back, and then it's like a 3 in that midfield. I think that could do that. He could do that again in this game.
Gilmore was playing on his own there. He's playing it on his own most of the game.
Jorginho, yeah, but then it looks. But then, do you know what I mean? That's how I see it. I might be wrong, but
mate, Wayne, if you get that right, then it looks like you're the closest to predicting anything Tuchel's ever done since he's come in charge. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even bother predicting lineups no more. I'm just like, all right, whatever you do, you do.
Wayne did say though with Aspie, he said he would play right wing back. He did say that. I remember that. That was a good call for the last for Real Madrid, wasn't it? Yeah.
Is it coming or is he bottled?
You got Mike.
Honestly,
I sent him over.
These
the link.
Arsenal,
He's
these
on
Arsenal
there.
lads bottle it, flipping hell. We got like 5 other people in the match. Where are you?
Either
lot?
way,
Honestly.
right? Igal's
You-
got to
you
paint
wasting
himself
our time.
blue when we win the Champions League. So you know what I mean. That's the facts there.
If he does it, I have a newfound respect for the guy because I don't blame him for just going MIA for the rest of the summer
No, I
if we
think-
win it.
I
I
think-
expect most Arsenal fans to do it.
Igal
Yeah.
will be a man of his word. He won't.
If he's even around the timeline by then, because if United win Europa and Chelsea win the Champions League, it's peak for Arsenal. They're getting
Thing
into
is,
both ends.
Today, I don't know if you guys know this, but Arsenal under 18s beat Chelsea under 18s 2-1.
It's only under 18.
Oh, nice. Add that to their trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
So
Well done.
Well, they
I
might
think-
add it to their Twitter points as well. They got.
I have
Was
a
it- was it
weird
at home
feeling
or
about
away?
the game. I don't know if it's
it
'cause
was
Arsenal-
away.
So
Lose
wait,
away,
is that
I think.
wait? So we were the away team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, forget. I was gonna say if it was the home team, they'll say it's their first win against us in years.
Well done. Good for
Our
them.
youth academy has been slipping up lately. We haven't been on form.
No. Unfortunately.
I'd say we can't keep churning out talent every single year. We'll have a few duds here and there.
It's impossible to churn out like quality players every single time. Like it's just impossible. No team can do it.
For me, I wouldn't even say impossible. I think it's impossible to integrate them all into the squad, and that's why we've gone back and said with so many players that might be staying or leaving there from the Chelsea academy that we can't exactly keep everyone in the team. We have 11 spaces, and everyone needs game time to develop themselves.
I
No one
think
has
you
enough game
you
time.
can if they're all good enough, but I don't think
No.
it's possible.
Assalamu
to-
alaikum,
The
Miguel.
only blue I'll be wearing after the Champions League final is this
Assalamu
one.
alaikum, Miguel. At
You
Mubarak
must be
again.
Salam.
At
Nah.
What are
Mubarak
you
again.
saying, bro?
At
Chill,
Mubarak
man.
again.
Yo, I like when Man City win things because we don't hear about it. If Chelsea win, it's going to be a problem.
That's because you guys, the way you guys act when you win things, you guys win a 2-2, and we don't stop hearing about it for like 2 years.
It's a major
Listen.
celebration.
Just think about it this way. As a rival, you guys seen Man City win the league yesterday. Did you really hear anything about it? Twitter didn't really go crazy. Nobody really said anything. Liverpool fans were more crying than anybody else yesterday,
Yeah.
right? So
Them
if
huge-
Chelsea was to win the Champions League again, you guys are going to go on an absolute riot.
That's because of you guys,
That's
though.
obvious.
No,
That's
You
obvious.
guys created an atmosphere.
No,
Where you
it's
start-
because
as soon
Chelsea's
as-
fan
as soon
base
as
is a lot
Pepe
younger
scores
than
a
you
goal,
think.
we
Chelsea's
see-
fan base is so much younger than Arsenal's fan base. I would say that you guys have a lot more. You guys have a lot more.
You guys, I'm talking
But
about.
we
you
have
guys-
the oldest average season ticket holder.
Yeah.
That's probably
Check
true
it out.
because people who go to the games, you know this, Lewis, and people who are on Twitter, two completely different people.
Yeah.
No, but then the same energy could run for Arsenal. I think you have a younger fan base, if I'm being honest.
Yo, Pepe scores a goal,
Most
right?
Arsenal fans I hear chatting shit are like at least under 20.
Let's
Very
Miguel.
I know what he's gonna
scored.
say.
Yeah, Pepe scores a goal in the like against West Brom. All we hear is, "Oh my God, Pepe greater than Pulisic." Like, I'm like,
I've done that too. It's shameless. I'm not gonna lie. Ask Lewis. You have a show called Shameless, so you know this,
I
right?
understand. The agenda
What-
runs.
what-
It's stinky,
what
but
I'm
I
gonna do
understand
is-
it running.
There's a difference between comparing people and making a joke and calling somebody bad and calling somebody good, right? You can compare their statistics and say this person's statistics right now is better. It doesn't mean they're a better player. It's just look at Manchester United fans yesterday comparing Abdou Diallo to Pepe because he has the same.
No,
numbers.
the one that got me was comparing Fernandes to Lampard. Like, oh, fuck off! Like because of the
Oh
goal.
yeah. That was a joke,
Nah,
man.
Fuck
Okay,
off.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go
In
because
between that
I'm
and Foden being compared to Hazard. Ugh.
I'm working from home, so I got a Zoom call soon. But I wanted to say, if you
Yeah, no
guys
worries,
do,
man.
if you guys do win the Champions League, I probably will do it. I'm not
I know
gonna chip
Probably.
out.
You-
There's no
probably now.
probable, Gal. There's no
I
probability.
probably will do it. But the thing is, I'm not gonna order no paint or anything like that until it actually happens.
Yeah. So,
Nah. And for all you guys who predicted this at the beginning of the season, fair play to you guys. No one expected you guys to be in this position. But if you guys beat us today, it's expected. If we beat you guys, we deserve to glow a little bit, even though we've had a bad season. Let's be real.
If you lot, like we said last time, if you lot beat us, it's embarrassing and we're all holding corn. It is what it is. We'll take it on the chin, same way. We might be winning the Champions League in 2 weeks. If that happens, suddenly we won't care about losing twice to Arsenal in a row, or 3 times.
I'm the only person I've seen actually predict a win besides Ty, but Ty predicts 2-1. I'm gonna go 1-0. The only way we're gonna win this is if we nick a 1-0, 1 goal, and somehow we hold out at the end of the game, and we don't concede. That's the only
All
way.
I'm going to say is be prepared for Gilmore to pack your midfield and for Havertz to do some moves like Bergkamp.
If we're talking
Prepare
about
the
guys
girl.
who love a London derby, talk about being afraid of this guy.
Ooh.
Listen, I think he's better than Chilwell. Right now.
What?
In your system that you're playing right now, you don't need 2 defensive wingers. You need one. I mean, left back or right back. You need, if Aspilicueta is going to play in your right back position in the final. If you have Alonso playing, you're better off.
Nah, like I hear what you're trying to say, but I feel like it's only because Alonso has a better output in terms of goals.
No, it's because you guys lack finishers, and he's a finisher.
I hear what you're saying. I still say he's only really a finisher in space, but I hear what you're saying. I just don't necessarily agree with it. But I get your level of understanding on it. I get why you think that. But nah, his overall game just is nowhere near Chilwell's level. And by the way, comment section is roasting you for that comment as
Yeah,
well.
already thought, man. It's time to go, guys. Peace.
Yeah, God,
You are take care, man. Thanks for jumping on anyways. A big up Mo Welly as well, saying which is more important, focusing the FA Cup and risk losing out on the Champions League next season, or focus on top 4 and risk losing the FA Cup final?
Second one.
Pick one.
Second one.
I think we're going all the way.
I'd rather
lads.
we get top 4.
I can't
Oh,
see
no,
it.
is he saying... Yeah, I feel we'll get the Champions League regardless. Well,
Yeah.
50-50, I won't say too much.
Yeah.
But
You guys are so
focusing...
confident.
Why would I want... Yeah, FA Cup doesn't mean anything to me compared to top 4. Because it's the Champions League football that means the most to us for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Also, as well, if we lose to Leicester, calm. I don't care. Like, it'd be different if we were playing like Arsenal again. Then I'm like, I can't be fucked to lose to Arsenal again. But if it's Leicester, I don't care. Like, I'm happy for them winning the FA Cup.
Scott,
But if it was a choice
we did
between
the
winning
final,
the FA
though,
Cup or
last year.
Champions League, you choose Champions
Well, yeah,
League.
no,
all day
but like
long.
I think he's saying like getting so you either win the FA Cup and possibly don't get Champions League, or get top 4 and probably lose the final. Well, I'd rather get top 4 because it means that we're more likely to get the likes of Sancho or Haaland. It means we're going to get more money.
Oh yeah.
It means we're going to get. It allows us to build for the future more. We've seen from Arsenal, 1 FA Cup means literally fuck all. Means literally fuck all. Literally means nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing
because they
exactly.
had all up this year, and look where they are now. They're lower than they were before.
Exactly. It means nothing. It's nice for the trophy cabinet, but like Rory said this on a show the other day, where it's not as prestigious as it once was. The FA Cup is nowhere near as prestigious as it once was. It's now just another cup in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's because the
Comments
same
getting
thing.
rattled already.
It's because the same. It's because of what you get for winning it. Like, in my opinion, the Europa League is more prestigious than the FA Cup, and it's not because it's a European competition. It's because it gets you access to the Champions League. You win the FA Cup, you get access to the Europa League. It's the same thing as if you win the Conference League.
If you got into the if you got into the Champions League by winning the FA Cup, then it's a whole different story. Then it's a completely different thing. But yeah.
Say that again.
I said if it was like the Europa League where you got into the Champions League from it, you got into like if you got into like the qualifying rounds of the Champions League, then it's a completely different thing.
No, because that's an interesting perspective. Like, if you could get top 4 for winning the FA Cup, suddenly that becomes a massive competition.
All
Literally,
of a sudden,
raise the importance of it so high. It will never happen, but that would be an amazing way to look at it. You could see a shock like maybe Southampton go on a run and win the FA Cup, and then they're in the Champions League out enough. The amount of twists that you could have on that as well.
Well,
It's a shame it won't ever happen because it's a great shout.
FA Cup's already like that. It would just probably add to it even more.
If what?
I'm saying the FA Cup's already like anyone can beat anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, imagine if you had a championship side go all the way to the final and they get Champions League football. That would be mental.
Wigan, when they got relegated and won the FA Cup, they could have Champions League football in the Championship. That would be ridiculous.
That's
they wouldn't last a
madness.
minute, but the amount of money that they would receive, they'd go straight back up the next year.
Yeah.
Well, it's like what was
That'd
it,
be
Lincoln?
sick.
Lincoln City when they got all the way up through, didn't they? They actually did get through to the final. Huh?
They got to the quarters, didn't they? That's when
Yeah.
I think Arsenal knocked them out. Yeah, because they had that piss easy run to the final against us.
And could you imagine if they actually got through to the final, then could City in Champions League?
Was it a League One or a League Two?
They have enough money to move up to the championship in like 3 seasons flat. Or some madness like that.
Where's these Arsenal man then? Where are they, man? Where's the
I don't
Arsenal
know,
man?
you know. Lauren's asking where's Bhavss. Everyone's asking where's Bhavss. I haven't got a clue, you know. Maybe
Only an
he's
hour,
woken up and realised how
Have you texted
badly
him?
his chances are for today or something like that, and he don't want to come say something too much and get clipped. I wouldn't
Sweating
blame
already.
him either.
He's sweating. He's scared.
Yeah, they're sweating. They're scared, man.
Everyone
their chest has
spam
gone
Bhavss,
down.
spam all the stuff, all the comments on Bhavs's Twitter notifications. Tell him to get on here. Ask him why he's ducking Carefree Lewis G and why he's ducking all the mandem as well. But big up everyone who's locked in. We still got 350 of you guys here, regardless.
You
If
might
this
as well
keeps
bring-
going for another 15 minutes, I'll just throw the link in the comment section. We'll get everyone else on and get their thoughts. I'm just
You
winging
might as
this
well-
stream. I can't even
You
lie.
might as well, you might as well bring troops on. You know, I don't know if he's awake right now. So it's
I've
kinda
been trying to get a hold of troops for days, you know. It's been rough, but again,
The
it's what
American
it is. I
timing.
don't
He
even
probably
mind
just
too
like
much.
woke up.
No, he's not.
Probably.
Right.
What
My
time is
pattern
there?
is American timing. Like I
10
go to bed
o'clock,
when
man. He should
everyone
be
in
awake
America
by
goes to
now.
bed.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I didn't have work, I
I ain't gonna lie, Lewis.
I'm
I
talking
watched
to myself.
that video, man. Flipping. Was it Hale? You know Hale's account. He's got a. It's his pin tweet of the Europa League final, and then Troops
Oh,
is
what?
giving
Oh,
it to you,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. And he's saying it with chest, like I'm saying it with all my chest. We're gonna
No, I'm
do you.
gonna be real. I went AFTV yesterday. I did not say nothing with chest. I just said we're beating Arsenal. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
run
saw
with
that.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
like-
I don't need to
I was
say
like,
too
you were
much.
way
You know?
calm. You were way calmer.
Yeah, I don't need to say too much. And plus, they've had a season so bad. They all look so defeated. It's like beating a dead horse. Like, I can take the
Robbie
piss,
looks
but then it's
defeated.
like if there's nothing coming back, it don't really feel as fun anymore. I'd rather just take the piss after we beat them if we actually end up beating them.
Or even
I have
Robbie.
a weird feeling about this game. Like I don't
See
know
what
why.
Kroenke's doing to these man. Like, long may it continue, but look what Kroenke's doing to these man. It is peak. I've never seen Arsenal look so well, other than the last time we played
Frail.
them. I've
Just
rarely seen them
frail.
look so defeated. It's like there's literally nothing. Sadiq's here. You know what? Yeah, I'll drop you the link. It's been a minute still.
So he's there, don't he?
What?
Nick.
Yeah,
I think he
Sadiq
might
might
be
be coming tonight as well.
Yeah.
I hope I'm seeing you down there too. No more bottling it. I said Money Mace as well. Well,
Yeah,
see,
he
Money
knows, man.
Man.
He knows the deal. He knows.
yeah. What else are you guys saying? What back three do we think we're playing for today? Does
Probably-
Silva come in for this game, or does he come for the game against the FA Cup final?
I think Zuma plays tonight.
Please, no.
I generally do. I don't think Zuma plays the FA Cup. Fine.
He can play. He can play the Leicester game
Wait,
in the.
the question is, what do we want, or what do you think that Tuchel gonna do?
I think he plays
Um,
Zuma.
I think he will play Zuma. I don't want him to play Zuma.
Yeah, I'm not saying I want it either, but I think it's going to go down like that, unfortunately.
So
Silva, I just wouldn't play Silva.
Yeah, AC's gonna be out. Like how long?
that's
is he
the
gonna be
same
out?
thing I would say
So
about Mount, Johnny. I would rest Mount too.
How long is he
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
out
but Mount,
apparently?
you need those North London, those Derby Day minerals. You know what I mean? Like someone who's passionate and proper Chelsea about the club to be in
Hey,
this game.
geez, look who came on. What are you
I'm
saying?
just trying to protect him.
Hey!
Yes, Budgie.
Hello,
What
Alex.
are you telling me about?
Good morning. I've just woken up.
Good morning.
Aye,
Good morning.
fuck patterns are for both of us, man. Nothing wrong. What are you saying,
Bro,
Budgie?
I asked you what time and you aired me and then I went to sleep and I woke up and then you're live. So I apologize. I do apologize.
told you 2 p.m.
Yeah, but I thought you were going to change that still, innit?
Oh, do you think I was gonna oversleep? Is that it?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Innit?
I know worries.
Fair
I'm here
enough.
anyways, though.
Yeah, no
What you
worries, man. What are you telling me? How worried are you for tonight?
Not at all.
Not worried.
No, because I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, that's true.
I really hate you lot like that. Like, even when it was
Bro.
15-16 for us, I still was like, yeah, you know, it's a
For
London
me,
derby. Let's use
right
season
now,
to fuck up.
it's transfer window season. I'm not even caring about the season right now. I'm looking at transfers right now. Because I got nothing left to care about the season. So if you beat us, fair play. You deserve to win that. If we beat you, then I will be shameless and I will laugh at all your faces. But it won't happen.
Nothing about
you
St.
did-
Tottenham's Day. Nothing. This is the first time you can finish above
Oh, you
Spurs
think
in
I really
5
care
years.
about that, man? That only matters to Spurs fans. I don't give a damn about Spurs and when they finish, man. Unless it's fighting for a good play position like a top 4 or a title. What's the point of the St. Tottenham's Day? You know, so let them have
You
that.
lot made it.
Nah, it was because it was funny back then, innit? And we were fighting for top 4, at least something. Now it's nothing, innit? What's the point of? Imagine we finish 19th and 18th, but we finish 18th. Do you think we're gonna still celebrate St. Tottenham's Day?
Do you want the answer to that question?
Don't answer it. No, I don't want to answer it still.
I was gonna say because you ain't gonna like.
No,
it
Spurs,
either.
listen. All the big 6 clubs, Chelsea have experience of being in this position, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Well,
how
like
were
being
you
around
guys when you
10th.
were? Yeah, how were you guys in that season? Were you like the same as I am, just writing it all off?
Nah, for me it was like, right, our season's fucked. How many other teams can we fuck up to? And then Spurs got
Like-
put in the mud. We beat
Yeah.
you guys home and away, and Leicester went above you guys with that.
I got a
loss
question
at
for
the
you,
Emirates.
Bhavss. Yeah, I got a question for you. Just
for
a little Johnny test. Who's Chelsea's best player?
See, Mason Mount's an easy answer to make right now. But do you mean like right now, or do I think can be your best player as well?
Right now, we know it's Money Mace, but yeah, who can be as well for the future?
See, I really rate
Because
Kai
I think
Havertz.
you rate Havertz, yeah.
I really rate Havertz. I've always rated Havertz. Wanted
Big
him at
baller.
Arsenal. But Mason Mount showing high potential. I mean, obviously Cho's got potential as well, but I'm not quite sure where he's going to play for Chelsea. But obviously you've got Kante as well right now, so I can't discredit Kante. He's got quite a few good players.
Big up.
It's between for me Mount and Kai Havertz.
Yeah, that's I agree with that.
Yeah, but even
both
with that
got
in
high
mind,
ceilings, both.
1 second, because you've been saying that there's nothing to play for you guys, but we spoke about this earlier. You guys are still in contention for European places. It's just a case that you lot don't want it.
The only UCL I want is the UEFA Champions League, not the UEFA Conference League, right? So I'd rather not. I'd just rather not, right? So I'd rather just stay away and have a good season out of Europe, chill out a little bit, and then no stress for a season. The next year we're back, maybe we'll be back next year. We won't be out
No,
for 2
because
years in a row.
it is the thing. You could be in the Conference League, and fair play, you could not give you can give a shit about that competition. It's still a decent place for you to play your younger players. Gives them a good amount of experience too.
Yeah, but right now we've got enough young players in the team already. It's not like we have no young players. We've got too many young players in the team right now. So let them play, let them blossom, and then let them shine in the Premier League. And when the time comes, then they can go back to Europe, and they deserve to be in Europe.
Fair. I'll say as well that also gives you another route into Europe if you win it, though. But that's only into the Europa League, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, but with that in mind, no European competition, and we've spoken as well before and said that if you guys make the right moves in the summer, potentially next season could be even madder than anyone could perceive for you guys. What changes do you need to see in the summer other than the obvious get Kroenke out?
Well, Kroenke's not going to leave in the summer. That's just the fact. But yeah, in terms of changes in the team, transfers wise, I've heard today that Arsenal or 5 players could leave. Willian's one apparently, according to David Ornstein.
You actually
Willian,
think he's properly leaving?
well, if Ornstein's reported it, it means it's somewhat reliable, so it might be he wants to leave.
Who's
I think
one of your
Romo's
best players, Bhavss? Like to
No, because the whole
he-
thing for William was that he
in
wanted to stay in
experience
London.
terms, I mean. In experience
he's
terms.
one of our. No, listen, if I was to keep experience, I'd rather keep David Luiz because I actually like David Luiz. But no, I don't. I think Willian might go. I think he might go to Roma. That's what I've heard because apparently Jose likes Finnish
Mourinho.
players. So yeah, exactly. Mourinho, he'll link up with Mourinho there. Luiz is
But don't
another
you
one's
think
contract
it's a tired
expires.
rumour, though? Well, just Mourinho and then his Mourinho players are linked where.
Well, I don't know, but the fact that it's been announced today that Ornstein said that he wants to leave or something like that, or Arsenal want to sell him, then yeah, I guess so. I think he'll probably leave this summer. He'll probably get that forced out of the club or something. Because why else would that be reported to bad? Ornstein's Arsenal's kind of guy. They'll tell them what to say. So if he's put that out there, that's on purpose from Arsenal's side. But yeah, Bellerin's one. Xhaka and Leno, other players apparently on the list of players that could be leaving Arsenal this
Leno?
season. So Arsenal,
You should never have got rid of Martinez, man.
yeah, but you know what? I go back to last summer, right? And a lot of Arsenal fans wanted transfers. We needed to sell someone, and we couldn't sell Torreira. We couldn't sell Guendouzi. No offers came for Leno. The only player that was, getting money for us was Martinez. So I get it. I do get it. And Martinez is a good goalkeeper. He's a bit overrated this season. I know he's had a good season, but come on, let's be honest now. He was at Arsenal for 10 years. If he was going to make it through, he would have made it through in 10 years.
Bhavs, now that you say
I
all
think
these
we've seen
players
that
are
before.
leaving, do you think not getting into Europe is going to be a problem when attracting players?
No, because you know why? Because money talks. That's why. Money always talks, right? And any player comes to Arsenal knows he's gonna get a hefty wage. He'll get nice add-ons and agent fees, and most importantly, also in terms of brand-wise, Arsenal is still a big club, fan base-wise. And a lot of players like that. They would come to Arsenal because of that as well. But mainly money talks, and Arsenal give wages out, and that's why we will always have players, in my opinion.
But you have to sell the players first. I'm really surprised you lot might be getting rid of Leno.
No, I think it's more also being ruthless now. I think they're saying, look, 2 years left on his contract. He's not really had his best of seasons. We couldn't improve on him in terms of kicking wise. And they're saying, listen, 2 years left. If you want to sign the contract, sign it. If not, bye-bye. We'll see you later.
I also think you've shown this season that you can get a better replacement for him for fairly cheap. I don't know how much Ryan was, but he's been better than him this season.
Yeah, look, we just need a more... Leno's a very good goalkeeper, but we need to keep him more adapted to what we play, which is playing out of the back, kicking out of the back. And it's not his game. So get a goalkeeper in. You look at Edison, I'd say his goalkeeping sometimes very dodgy, right? But...
he needs someone that can kick the ball out well.
No, but in terms of Edison's, his goalkeeping can be dodgy sometimes, but his kicking just saves him all the time. And I think the goalkeeper Arsenal be linked to is Andre Onana from Ajax. I wouldn't mind him because he's not expensive. He's not in jail. He's got a doping ban right now, but they're looking to successfully appeal it in the summer.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, he'd be available for £7 million, which is a bargain in my opinion.
Big up Justin saying Chelsea's putting a 100 mil bid for Harry Kane. Imagine we win the Premier League in their stadium next year. Bro, we aren't getting Harry Kane, man. Yeah, we could put 150 million. Levy still won't sell him to us. We've had this conversation so many times, but there's no way Harry Kane joins us.
Nah.
Anyone think differently? Because I feel like this is something we've gone through this a lot. I don't see that one happening.
No. I don't think so.
I think Harry Kane, you say?
Oh mate, first only trophy parade he's ever been at.
I think we could get him.
It's not like
there's one thing we can unite on today. That'll be Spurs slander. Go on, Scott.
I genuinely think we can get him. I just think the problem is it's going to cost you 250 million, and then you've got no budget to go and buy anyone else. He is available. I think you could get him, but you'd have to pay a lot more than what he's probably worth, even though he's as good as he is. He's 28 now, I want to say.
Yeah, he's 28, yeah.
That's 3 years at the top level, you'd say, before it gets to a point where he's either got to adapt his game or you've got to start finding someone else. And then, that leaves no budget to get anyone else. And we've already said we need a DM and we need possibly
as well, Scott.
Anyone who's available.
He's injury prone.
I might drop you the link as well if you're about. Sadiq, what are you saying, man? What's your thoughts on the game? Are you coming down for the watch along as well?
I've got decided, man. I'm working right now. I woke up there late.
Deciding. I knew you were gonna find a way to drop out.
No. I just spoke to Sammy last night, innit? I was on the phone for 2 hours.
Sadiq, I might be going. So you are?
Yeah, come on, man. You're gonna miss out on Wayne.
No, but if I don't come, then it'll definitely be Camden, man. On Saturday? You not coming Saturday?
I'm at the cup final. I won't be there, but they'll be doing a stream somewhere.
Yeah, so I'll come either one of the two, basically, definitely.
If you're at the Champions League one, we've got 30 man coming down. But anyway, what's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get too cocky, man. We got slapped last time. Everyone's gonna be 3-0, 3-1 Chelsea. I don't even know, man. It's gonna be one of those ones where Arsenal might just turn up that game.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing.
What is everyone worried the most about Arsenal, other than the worry that we could get embarrassed again? What is everyone literally worried about?
I just think
Saka scoring again and giving it all the big one.
I think our defense could prevent that now. Yeah. It's not like we're under Lampard where we concede.
I'm not worried too much about Arsenal. It's just our doing making a big mistake in the back line. And man, it's just
who's going to make the mistake? Because we've been so defensively solid since Tuchel's joined.
Zuma.
Oh yeah, Christensen's not there, right?
Zuma. If it is anyone, it'll be Zuma.
That's my excuse if we lose, isn't it? But I don't expect us to lose.
I will say as well, I think that for me it's a couple of players, but one of those players won't play, or if he does, it'll be 10 minutes. And the other one's the obvious one. It's Martinelli or Aubameyang, and Martinelli won't play. And if he does, it'll be 10 minutes. And then it'll be Aubameyang. But that's what I'm saying. We already know how Arteta is with Martinelli. It'll be like 10 minutes at the end of the game.
Yeah, probably.
Like, and then the only other one I'm worried about is Aubameyang, because like we already seen he can turn up against us, and he knows how to play against us. So they're the only two.
The only other one for me is Kieran Tierney as well. If Kieran Tierney plays, I think he's their best player.
No, I'd say that the way Tierney's fit, the way Arsenal will beat Chelsea today, if it's possible, right? The only way I can see it happening is if we play Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Saka with Tierney as a left back, and that's how we played against Tottenham. That three with that Tierney making it 4. That's the only way I see it. And Pepe can work out, Aubameyang can do it as well. But ultimately, those 4 players are the ones that can, hurt teams, in my opinion.
Henry and Patrick Vieira come back. That's the only way you're going to beat us today.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes,
you know what it is? The big games, yeah, we always turn up. But obviously, I'm not saying Arsenal that small. They're not in there this season. So
It's just this season.
Drops, you know what I mean? Against us lesser quality teams.
I don't get all this jinx stuff or we might lose. All this hand wringing over, we can't say we're going to win because that means we're going to lose. I don't get all that stuff. Maybe it's because I was raised around different sports, but I was always taught I don't care if your team's going to lose. You come out and say they're going to win because that's your team.
No, you don't say that. Because in the UK, when you go to school and you say your team's going to win and your team loses, you're getting bullied the next day.
Yeah.
That's why.
You don't think that happens
the whole week.
You don't think that happens in America?
Well, I don't know, man.
Strong,
you will not all focus on some NBA or NFL instead, man. Like, we could change sports. We can't change sports like that quickly. We have only got one sport in the UK, innit?
I was lucky growing up in America, bro. Because I was the only one that liked football, and my parents were English and Jamaican. But the only people I got to worry about was like 2 or 3 Jamaicans telling me my side.
There you go.
You feel me?
I think it depends on how you say it though, because I think the way Gal said it earlier was like the perfect way. Where he's like, he says he can see it being a 1-0 win. That's the way he sees them winning, but he wasn't like, with chest, we're gonna smash you, we're gonna beat you. There's a way of saying it that like it's still respectable.
No. But here's what he's saying about college. My college class, I was the only Chelsea fan. The whole college room was Arsenal. When we lost 3-0 to them at the Emirates. The 13-game winning streak that came afterwards didn't even matter, because even if I started speaking about it, it's like, 3-0. Sorry, man. You have to deal with that for months. So I get it, but I also agree with you, Jess, where it's like, I don't even give a shit. Like, for me, the thing I look forward to about London derbies is the gas mode leading up to it. If we lose, I don't give a shit, because we're going to get bantered regardless. Like, they're 9th place and would have beaten us 3 games in a row. That's embarrassing regardless. And do you see the look on your face as well? You know how much you can run with that if you beat us 3 games in a row. So fuck it. I'm gonna say what I need to say. We should beat you. If we're clinical, it could be another 6-0. We're not clinical, so it'll probably be a 2-0.
If we don't beat them, all right, it's an embarrassment for me.
Exactly.
We have to beat Arsenal. Arsenal in the mud. We've got to beat them, man. I mean, what? Money Mason's got to bury them. Gilmore's got to bury him. Havertz has got to bury him. I want to see 3 goals minimum, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't think
back in the day when I was younger,
goal. I can't lie. I can see someone get smashed.
Bergkamp's and Vieira, they're all packing us all the time. I'm sick of it, bro. Sick of it, man. The shit I went through. I'm not having that. Every game I played them, I treat it like it was them. That's my mentality. Because I don't care, man. Like, they're in the mud. Let's keep them in the mud. We rejuvenated them this season. That fucking hurt.
I saw a stat right since Christmas Day. So since that game, right? Apparently, Arsenal have got 1 less point than Chelsea have in terms of points won.
That's bullshit.
That's what I saw today on some official stats page. I'll find it for you.
Tuchel came in.
It was some Opta stats guy.
Levi, I expect nothing different. If we lose, I'm not hopping on Xbox Live for at least the next week. It is what it is.
Yeah, do it since Tuchel has come in, because the other is Lampard tax.
No,
since Tuchel comes in, the only team that has
no. The reason why I said that is because he said that he rejuvenated our season. So he's right. That's what I'm saying.
No, we did. You were in.
That's what I'm saying.
You're in relegation for.
How do you rejuvenate your season when you're in 9th?
No, but we were 15th. We were even worse.
Yeah, they were looking really bad, just like really
that
bad.
3-1 boosted like their morale. like of the club. It, like boosted them. Their
If
morale.
we
So just
beat them, they would have been really buried.
Oh, look at
Wow. No way. No
It's official,
way.
by the way. This is not a joke account. This is a real account.
Nah. I might even need to see the
Arsenal
games
facts,
and
head of up
everything.
to date.
How does that even make sense, though?
Because it's Christmas. It's not like Tuchel came in.
Yeah, it's not when Tuchel came
yeah,
in.
that's why. Because we had the stinky run on the Lampard after Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That's why.
So that's why we're
But
so
it can't
we're
really
even
count for
fighting for
that
top
much,
4.
though, 'cause we've only lost one game since Tuchel joined.
But Christmas we lost like since Christmas. Oh,
They had draws.
remember Lampard didn't get sacked
You
till the
don't have an
25th.
unbeaten run or some shit.
Yeah, I think
They had a
that's
good
7
run
games.
after they beat us. They got like
Yeah, that was
wins.
We had easy games, so we won quite a few easy games. Stat pad
Lewis,
against
you gotta
Newcastle, West
remember,
Brom,
Lampard didn't
Brighton.
get sacked till a month
Look where
after.
Liverpool are, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Didn't even notice it. I look where Tottenham are. Oh my gosh.
Because Chelsea had a good start to the season, innit? A good start
I
to
don't
the
even
season.
see
That's
them.
why you.
He
That's why
did.
you're
I
so clear
actually
right now.
thought that he
Yeah,
was
100%.
bringing
Up
them
until
back
that
to
Leeds
it.
game.
You know.
After that, we're falling apart.
Exactly. So yeah, man. I don't know. It's weird, innit? It's weird.
We had a few blips at the start with the Liverpool and the West Brom game. I think it was after November or after 0-0 draw to United.
After
where we
Leeds
really
game.
got winning
After
game.
Leeds game, Lewis.
It
After
was
Leeds
when we
game.
lost to Everton. Everything started
Yeah, everything's falling.
falling apart.
Yeah. It was Everton. But let's
No,
not
no,
remember when.
Yeah.
Let's not
you
forget
know what, you're right.
when DT was like, "What? Tammy Abraham? We ain't worried about him last season." Then he's packed like winner. Let's not forget about that. And that was under lamps, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's
Sammy
the last
won't
time
see
we
the
beat
field,
Arsenal.
though.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was the
think.
last time.
Yeah,
I don't
was
think
there.
Sammy's going to see the field on tonight or Saturday.
Oh,
So,
No,
I think
to be
he's-
fair, like you could see Tammy on in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised. Depends on
He
how the
always
game
scores
is
against
played.
Arsenal.
you wouldn't bring Giroud on tonight? If
I
you
wouldn't
had to bring
start
a
Tammy
striker
against
on?
Arsenal.
No,
So
no,
is
no. I
Tammy,
wouldn't
is
start.
Tammy a good? Is he a good presser?
He's all right. I won't say he's not.
If
a
you lot
pressure.
press today well, you beat Arsenal comfortably. We struggle to play out the press right now. We're
I think
we're
we'll
not
play
confident
Havertz
enough.
personally.
That's why I want Timo Werner.
We are good
That's
with
what I'm
counter
saying.
pressing now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
it
You really
depends on what
squeeze
players we have.
teams. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what. If you start
Depends
Tammy,
who
that
the
won't
Premier
work.
to play or
We've got
not.
the best presser in the Premier League.
If you start Giroud or because you've got
Money-
Kante in
money
midfield, you
makes.
can kind of press very high because then he will just win anything in midfield. So yeah, if you start Giroud or Tammy though, yeah, that wouldn't
We're
work.
not
That's made
gonna
me
start
think
either
of it then.
They might come on, but I'd like to see
That's
Giroud
why
come
I
on.
said what I said earlier about the formation. That's why I think it'll be how you play it because of that reason for pressing. But
Yeah, you play 3-4-3 for that.
Yeah, the question is just who plays in midfield because one of Jorginho and Kante is getting rested. Kovacic still.
I do believe that. I think for Arsenal, we've got Xhaka back today as well. Xhaka and Partey are back.
Are they?
Partey.
TTY.
Someone
team-
keep a lookout at the hotel though, because the ball's definitely going to be flying there sooner or later.
Three balls. Bro, this guy would be in serious trouble if fans were in the grounds, bro. Fans will get hit left, right, and centre if Partey had fans in the ground, bro.
Yeah,
Free
we know
balls for
about the
everyone.
warning signs. We have Ross Barkley playing for us for a year and a half too, and he couldn't hit a shot to save his life. Big up Mr. Paolito's way, saying respect all. We do have to thank Bhavss for that Joe Willock loan. Great move. Yeah, much appreciated because Willock's fucking been saving us the last month and a
Yeah,
half.
man. He's increasing that price tag of his.
What? So your plans are to bring him back and try to sell him then?
Yeah, I presume so.
Why? When you
What?
get
There
you're
wasn't
going
a
to lose
loan to
Odegaard?
develop then?
Well, it depends on if Guendouzi goes. If Guendouzi gets sold, then we'll keep Willock.
Would he not
We have
be
to sell
the
someone, innit?
replacement? Would he not be the
It's like-
replacement for Ceballos though? Because I imagine you're not.
He
gonna
should be.
get Ceballos
He
back.
should be. But the thing with Willock is, as I said, it's what players actually people want to buy. It's like Martinez last summer. We wanted to sell probably other players, but the only person that people wanted to buy was Martinez. So if people offer money for Willock, we'll sell Willock.
I think you can get money for him and
Martinelli
Guendouzi. Depending on if they get relegated or not, I see Hertha coming in for Guendouzi because he's been good for them this season.
Yeah, I think I've had Marseille want him as well.
Oh, nice.
He's a good player.
Yeah, for me, Willock just seems like the ready-made replacement for Ceballos in that midfield.
He is. He's a
Like,
better player
as
as
a-
well, potentially.
Yeah, as a someone who's more progressive than Partey or
He's a goal
Jack.
scorer.
yeah, he's the kind of the link between the number 10 and the two centre mids. Like
When he was coming
Guys,
through the
why
Arsenal
did you guys
academy,
sell
they were
him?
comparing him to Aaron Ramsey, like in terms of his goals from deep.
Baz, why did you guys sell him?
So who?
I
Willock?
mean, loan him.
loan him.
Oh, because he wasn't getting enough minutes, and we don't play a 4-3 to occupy him as a number 8.
Mm.
So that's why you think he might be getting sold in the summer then.
He's an 8. He's a proper 8. If we played the 4-3-3 like Man City do, he'd be perfect.
So that's the thing about the manager then. But then
He
you've
needs a
already
free
said,
role.
like, you're quietly Arteta out, ain't you? You're not going to go out there.
I'm
and
not
just
saying
run.
I'm quietly Arteta. I'm quietly just Arsenal
But what's just Arsenal?
in the middle. If he stays, he stays. If he goes, he goes. Don't really care.
Wow.
Do you
Fair
think
enough.
he
I feel
could
like the
go?
first person I've heard us actually say that. Nearly everyone is Arteta out. Even Ty is at this point.
No, he said he wasn't Arteta out. He said he was.
Yeah,
He could see if he got sacked. He said he wants him to stay, but he could understand if he was sacked.
All right.
Right? It looks like he's staying though.
What
The thing is, though,
positive?
Babs, if you do sack him, right? What manager's really gonna come in of a high level that knows that not really gonna have the transfer kitty or the budget
thing
there?
is, there's plenty of people you could get. Like if your owners could actually do some proper scouting of managers, there's plenty of decent managers you can get across Europe that would come in, because as you said about the transfers, it's still a big job to manage. There's plenty of people you could get. Lewis mentioned Sarri the other day, which isn't a bad shout. You've got Gaultier, who's currently the manager of Lille. You've got there's options that are in the Bundesliga, so you've got options you could go and get, but the problem is your owners just have no.
You see what it is, right, with the managers you just named. I think the way this is Arsenal's logic, not mine, but Arsenal's logic, right? They're probably looking at Arteta going, your potential, right? You can get a manager in right now who does the basics well, maybe a Sarri or some with experience, and you probably get 6th and 7th, but there's a ceiling there, right? What Arsenal must see with Arteta, and they must see something, because that's why they're keeping him, is they think this guy's got this potential to make Arsenal proper again, great again, I guess. And there's a project there, and Arsenal are gonna back it. And as I said, I think I said this to someone yesterday. I saw a guy comparing him to Alex Ferguson, and I was like, how could you even do that? But his argument was that Ferguson finished 11th in his first year, then 12th and 13th years after that, right? And I was going, but that's different eras. But that's probably, I don't know, Arsenal probably like that. They're probably thinking, this guy could be the next thing.
But Babs, how are they backing him, bro? I can't see how they're backing him.
Arteta, right?
You're interested in Partey literally from when the transfer window started, and you just about signed him on deadline day. That's not enough of a signing to say we're backing Arteta.
Yeah, but I think this summer what's going to happen is more players will be sold, meaning more players will be signed.
But I don't think it's. Again, we're going to have another pandemic summer, so there's going to be more sellers than buyers out there.
No, I hear that, and that's why a lot of players we want to sign will be available cheaper. You look at Man United, for example. Jadon Sancho was 120 and now he's 78. You look at Arsenal, if they were still to get Houssam Aouar, he'd be 30 million pounds rather than 50.
Yeah, I heard 30
so,
euro.
and if you look at the legal market, that league is in trouble right now. If you can get players from there, you'll get them very, very cheap.
Yeah. What about Odegaard, Babs? Is he a buy option at the end, or is it
no? It's not. Odegaard will come on loan, I believe, again. He won't sign on a permanent, but I'd rather not if it was just a loan. I'd just say let him go back and find a pro. Look, I've always been a fan of Buendia. Even though he's not an out 10, I've always been a fan of Buendia.
Could you not get both?
Well, if we sign Odegaard on loan, then yes. But I have a slight feeling that Odegaard goes back to Madrid because they're rebuilding there, and Arsenal will try to get Madrid will want money for him, innit? Because they want to sell players to buy Haaland or Mbappe.
Aouar? What about Aouar?
I like Aouar, and I think we'll make a move for Aouar this summer because he was Arteta's first target last summer.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that you're gonna have to topple the top first. You have to get that Kroenke out first before you can sign anyone.
That's not going to happen.
He won't
fans physically cannot tell Kroenke to leave the club. They can tell him, force him, and pressure him, but they can't get him out of the club. A billionaire will never sell a club because of fans protesting. Simple as.
United's protest was way larger scale for the Glazers,
and there's not been a single report of them selling.
This week they're effed. They've got to play 3 games in a week. They played on Sunday and or was it Monday? And no, they played on Monday. Yeah.
Sunday, Tuesday,
and then they got to play again against Liverpool. Yeah, man.
Plus, as well, I think the way you're going to get Kroenke out. Number one, you were right about it in terms of he's not going to go by the time. It's going to be a long process. I think you can get him out, but it's about you've got to go the ways. You've got to get at him where it hurts, which is money. So stop buying shirts. Stop buying the endless amount of training jerseys. Stop buying season tickets or whatever, or stop buying this and that. When it affects their pockets, then they care. That's
But
how you
Scott,
get it.
for something like that to work,
It can
everyone
work,
has to do
but
it.
it's got to be
Everyone has
that's
to
what I'm
do it.
saying. It's got to be
And
an organised team. It's gotta
everyone
be-
won't do it because
they
I've seen
won't.
I've
That's the
literally
point,
spoke to international fans and they're saying that we won't stop buying shirts because that's what they feel is their connection to the club, and fair enough, you know, because they can't go to the games every week, so they've got that shirt of theirs. It's like that's me, right? And ultimately, forgetting the sponsors because they still get money for that regardless because they've signed those deals and they've got that money pre-installed, right? It's the team. If the team keeps failing on the pitch and not getting that European money, that's when he'll sell. So if Arsenal this time next year are 10th again, we'll probably get a new owner.
It depends
Yeah,
on
well,
it depends on that Spotify owner you're talking about. Is he serious?
What,
or
Daniel
not?
Eck?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very serious. He's very
If he's
serious.
serious, then go for it.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
we can't
money
go for it.
for
He has to come for us.
Kroenke's worth like 8.2 billion. I think Daniel Eck's worth, what is it, 4 billion? 4 billion on the
Yeah,
dot,
but
right?
X value continues to grow. So he only became a billionaire in 2019, and now in 2021 he's worth 4 billion. So
I think what everybody is
Fair enough.
maybe misunderstanding is if Arsenal is worth 1.8 billion, they're not going to sell it for 1.8 billion.
no, they're not.
Yeah, that's what
They're
I'm
not.
saying.
It's going to take about 3 billion to buy
Only
that
three.
club.
There would only be 3 if Arsenal had Champions League football, because we don't have Champions League football or European football. You lose the asset, the value of the asset depreciates,
Yeah.
and hence
Yeah,
why
but-
Arsenal will be available for cheaper.
So
You don't know what
he's
kind of
better
money
off
they
going
have in
now,
the
isn't
club
he? He's better off going in with
or
an
loans they have to
offer
pay off
Exactly.
either. So you're not selling it for cost. You're going to make a profit off of it. That's why they're billionaires, because they
No,
make
they
a
will.
profit.
They bought Arsenal for 900 million pounds in total,
Okay.
and so if they were to sell it for 2 or 2.5, that'd still be quite a sizable profit.
That's still a long ways away from 1.8 billion.
Yeah, but 1.8 is the highest we've ever heard for Arsenal, bid wise. So it's a positive. We've only had 1 billion in the past.
Well, like Roman said, if anybody comes up with 3 billion, he'll sell Chelsea too.
There you
So,
go.
That's mad.
well,
be
3
honest,
billion. How many people could come up with $3 billion?
Anyway, I don't blame him. But I feel Roman cares enough that he'd have to make sure it's the right person too.
Yeah.
Not someone that's actually going to just take money out of the club like the Glazers or the Kroenkes have.
Yeah.
Big up
Exactly.
Abinab saying, I'd like to know from the panel, do you think other clubs will figure out how to beat Chelsea's defence next season like they did under the previous new manager?
Yes.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's the defence that we would be worried about if the formation was to fail. It would be either the wing-backs or the 2 in midfield. And that was what the problem was under Conte. The midfield was absolutely destroyed by the second season. It was Prime and N'Golo Kante. Bakayoko, who was just horrendous. Drinkwater, who wasn't even that bad, just wasn't the sort of player that we needed. What was that?
Don't disrespect Drinkwater, bro.
No, Drinkwater was calm in 17-18. It was just the fact he was 40 million. If he was like 15-20, he would have been a good transfer for us. And then we had Fabregas, who just completely lost his legs by that point.
Lewis,
Victor Moses was exposed at right wing back, and Zappacosta was worse than he was. And we just had Alonso on the left and literally no other depth until January when we got Emerson in. That's where we fell apart with the last time we played 5 at the back. That and having Morata up front. But it wasn't the defence. Cahill was a bit past it. But other than that, it wasn't that deep. Luiz was a great defender in the system. It was just he fell out with Conte. Christensen, not even on a bias thing, he was amazing in 17-18. I won't hear any differently. And Azpilicueta was just Azpilicueta. It was the other areas of the pitch where we failed.
but
I
Lewis,
also think as well that
I don't want Chelsea fans to get excited too ahead of themselves with Tuchel, man. I think we need to calm down a bit. Things can change next season. Good turn to back four. We need to be careful, man. I don't want to get banned.
They're already talking about giving him extending his contract, and I'm like, whoa. Wait till the end. Let's see if we cross the finish line, because United did that to Ollie, and you know what happened with Ollie. I know it's Ollie, but still, it's you don't want him. You want him to be on the edge all the time, because that's what brings the best out of you as a manager and as a team.
We don't want to rush it quickly, though.
I also think as well, you're talking about 2 different managers, where one was very set in his ways in terms of the system he liked to play, and the other one is very much constantly thinking, constantly trying to work out how he can change. Like at PSG, it was never the system or, like the way of playing that cost.
I'm off, guys. Big up.
Big up.
It was his what's it called? His relationship with the board and Leonardo, the sporting director, and then it was like the fact that he chose upon himself to make stupid decisions as a kind of way of getting at them, like playing Danilo Pereira as a centre back. So
Do you not think he's got the experience now, though? That he's like
no, but he said that in an interview today as well. He says he doesn't want those sort of problems happening at Chelsea. He doesn't want the transfer issues happening. He wants to be like get along with Abramovich or get along with the owners, and that's what I'm saying. Where he's constantly changing and constantly trying to adapt and playing different systems, playing different formations, switching it up. I don't feel it's going to be like we saw with Pep. Like, yeah, he had one season last year where it all went a bit wrong. And the start of this season wasn't brilliant, but they got a new player in who's been absolutely unbelievable, arguably the player of the season. He's switched it up at times where he's gone with a 2DM formation instead of having the 3 in midfield, which allows De Bruyne a bit more freedom up front. Like, so it's similar where he's constantly changing, he's constantly trying to shift it to make the whole team better. And I think Tuchel can do that. So I don't think it's quite as similar as the last time we played 3 at the back.
I just want him to win the Champions League. Just win the Champions League, and let's talk after. Like, just get that in the bag.
Yeah, I think from Johnny's perspective is that we don't want to rush him for him to sign the contract, didn't we, Johnny?
No, I think wait till the see, because if he signs a contract tomorrow and he loses the FA Cup final, loses the Champions League final, I mean. But if you don't give him the contract, right, till the summer, all right, and then he does end up winning at least one of those, I just feel it adds a bit more because he's only on 18 months.
Pressure.
See that, right?
You need that.
The reason why that would be, right, is because Tuchel's a great coach, but he has a history of arguing with boards. At Dortmund, it was the same. I think he fell out with the board directors there, and at PSG. So we'll see what happens this transfer window.
Yeah, but this keeps him on his toes, Babs, is what I'm saying. The contract.
There is context with both, but it's just a bit of a track record where if you go to 2 clubs and you've argued with their board and fell out with their directors, it's like, okay, that's a little warning sign for Chelsea. That's probably why they give him an 18-month contract.
Yeah, but at Dortmund, they sold all those players. At Dortmund, they sold all those good players. And
it wasn't that the reason he fell out. Just the reason. He fell out with the players because of the way he trains. He fell out with Hummels, Weidenfeller, and someone else who were all senior players. I think it was
that's a good point, actually. That's another reason why I think he's doing so well, is because at PSG and Dortmund, he had like these, experienced, egotistical players in the squad. Your Neymars, Mbappe's, Hummels, all these players, right? But he's come to Chelsea, and we've got some players, like, don't get me wrong, of experience and of that level, who could be quite egotistical, but the rest of the team is all young, and I think that suits Tuchel because he's got like kids basically. He's managing kids. He's trying to bring harmony and this kind of this team spirit together. He hasn't got any of these Neymars and Mbappe egotistical players who like demand to play or demand this and demand that. He hasn't got to deal with all that. He's dealt with all that. He's done all right. He got to Champions League final. He's won the titles and that. All right, but I think this suits Tuchel. I don't think he likes all that side of it. He's dealt with it, but I think coming into Chelsea, he's got players like Havertz, Werner, Mount. Young players like the Ziyech, you could probably say is egotistical. I think he's got an arrogance about him, which I like on the pitch, but he might have it off the pitch, which ain't so good. And that's maybe a reflection of why he hasn't played as much. So, do you get what I'm saying? Where I'm coming from? I think that does help Tuchel, and right now we're seeing that it is clearly it's working, because most managers that come in with a young side, they need time, they need this and that. Tuchel hasn't to deal with any of that. He's just gone in and been like, "Yeah, this kid's going to do this. Mason Mount's going to do this. Reese James right now looks like he's coming bang on form." What he done to Pep, the way Pep reacted to him in our game.
The spinning Mendy match.
Yeah, and Pep just got on his knees, hands on his head, like, oh, when have you seen Pep do that? He was mental. Like,
only time I've seen it was 2012 at the new camp.
Yeah, there you go.
I was waiting to see if someone got the reference.
So that's for me. Tuchel is I think he's the right guy. I got a good feeling with him, but don't rush it. Just let it be organic. We've given him 18 months. He's coming halfway through the season. All right. We're not expecting, like, right now he's working not miracles, but he could be working miracles come the end of the season. And I just don't want to sort of like, I just don't, even just the talk of it, the journalists coming out saying that we're talking to him about extending his contract. Leave all that till the summer. Why are you doing it now? It's coming up to the most crucial part of our season. We haven't cemented Champions League. We're in 2 finals. Let's win the bloody things. Let's win the finals. Let's get top 4. Then talk after. Do you know what I mean? Don't
Johnny,
need that shit.
I said it last week, or maybe the week before. We're not going to lose again this season.
We might.
We will not lose again this season.
We might.
No, we're not going to lose again this season. We just played our toughest game.
I can't say that for a fact.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We'll lose against Arsenal.
Johnny's clearly never been to a UK. He's never been to a UK school in his life, right? Because if you'd come here, you would never speak like that. If I was speaking like that when I was at school, I'd get beaten up the next day, man. Never, and if Arsenal lose as well, man. I appreciate the, putting your chest on the line, but I'm telling you, it's a risky strategy.
Can I ask you a question, Bhavss? Would you sell Lacazette as well, though? Because apparently you're talking about selling out some players in your club, like Werner.
Yeah, I sell Lacazette. Just get rid of all of them, innit? Get the aging players. They're not going to get any better than this, and they're not proving themselves either. So yeah, might as well get rid of them.
For that one, I think it just depends if you can get a replacement, because I think leaving it with basically 2 strikers, or 3, but one's clearly not good enough. One's shown that it's no. I was saying
he's
leaving as well.
Contract, honestly.
Then you've got 2. One's basically completely unproven, and the other one has already shown that he has a problem when it comes to motivation at times.
They got Aubameyang, Martinelli, and
I wasn't thinking about Martinelli actually, but I just don't think see Martinelli playing all that much, like with Arteta. And then
I think he'll play a lot more next season.
All 3 of those are very similar players. Where I'm happy to see that. I don't know how the Arsenal players.
Combined 11 is going to be our starting lineup.
The thing with the Balogun is, let's do it. The thing with Balogun is actually pretty different to Martinelli and Aubameyang. He's more of a hold-up striker. He wants the ball to feet. Yeah, he wants the ball to feet. He's very techie. I like Balogun. I think, you know what, he has the ability to be a very, very good centre forward. He's got speed, he's got good technical ability, great finishing, and yeah, I think for Arsenal to score 2 goals in the 2 games off the bench he's come off in the Europa League. So he's clearly
What about Balogun? Yeah, Balogun.
That's the one I'm talking about, Balogun. He's more of a complete striker than Martinelli is. Because Martinelli's more, he's more of, the energy and that desire to make things happen, which is obviously very important. But Balogun's got more of the, Smith Rowe. I think for me, he's very good, man. I love Smith Rowe. He's going to sign a new contract according to Fabrizio Romano.
Yeah, I think that you lot need to suffer next year by getting rid of all of your older players, bring in the youth. Don't.
It's a bit what you would do in the NBA, isn't it? That's what you do. You'd literally suffer for a few years, have a few bad records, and then if you can get the right players into the team, you'll become competitive again.
Because you're not like one player away from challenging. You're like 4 or 5. So
more than that.
Sell all. Well, okay.
No, I think 4 or 5.
They need new right backs, centre backs, centre mids, like probably a winger, maybe
some major heart surgery.
What we need right now to become more competitive next season would be a right back. Would be so important, because if we can have a Tierney level left back, or full back on the right hand side, that would make our team a lot more balanced and complete. Right now we're slacking on the right hand side, so right back, straight away. Centre midfield, if you can get a Basuma in potentially as just the name, then again that improves the team. That's 2 players. At 10, we've got Smith already there. Saka on the right wing sorted out as well. Left wing, you could have, you're right. You could play Smith on the left if you have another number 10. If you sign up Buendia, that's maybe 3 players there, and a striker. So it's not as many players. It probably is 5 players that we need to improve for next season, but it's just the right players. We can't sign superstars. I'm tired of signing superstars every year, big money transfers, but it doesn't work out. Sign the smart players, the players that not every fan's going to want because they might not know him, but if he's the right player and you've scouted him and you've done your due diligence, then he's going to be the player for you.
Mm-hmm. I think I think you have to. That's what it's going to, because I think there's 2 little name brands nowadays where you can actually sign them and they're going to make a difference. I think it's the same with Chelsea where we're constantly talking about DMs and I see the same names mentioned of like Rice and Ndidi, but it's like they're going to cost you 100 mil. So you need to go out and find someone like a Kante, like what Leicester did with Kante, where it's someone who's a complete unknown, but you've done the right scouting and it's costed you like 20, 30 mil and you've got a superstar like a
exactly. You gotta just do that. Do that scouting first, man. But hey, saying that, we don't even have any scouts right now, so I don't know how we're gonna do that.
I can't lie, Bhavss. It's a major heart surgery.
Wait, what are you saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gotta shoot because I've got to get myself calmed down if I'm doing tonight. So I'm gonna shoot.
See you later, bro.
Hopefully, but everyone, big up everyone in the chat, big up the panel. Please, guys, if you haven't done so, smash that like button. Subscribe to obviously Carefree Lewis, and while you have it, subscribe to Bhavss as well for all the great Arsenal content, and Wild Chelsea as well, because he does a lot of good content with Chelsea, and he does other stuff as well. If you look at his channels and you go on there, and for everyone on the socials, big up everyone, up the Chelsea, and hopefully I'll see you later, Lewis, and hopefully I might see you as well, Steve.
Big up,
See you later.
Love,
Lewis,
bro.
I'm gonna dip as well, yeah. I gotta go work as well.
Bless, bro. Bless. Right, so we're doing this combined 11.
Yeah, go on then.
Let's go.
Let's go for it. Let me get the share screen up on the screen. Do we need to debate a goalkeeper? Because
no.
I feel like Edward Mendy just walks into there, especially if you are about to sell what's his name, Ledo too. So you're gonna go with Edward Mendy, everyone?
Yeah.
He has what, 16 clean sheets? How many
Can we
does
change
Leonard
the kit to red, please?
It's in it.
In what world?
No, make it purple. That's the best of both worlds. Make it purple.
Tell you what, I'll make it neutral or something. And where's the color? Yeah, we'll make it neutral.
Do it gold like the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, we'll do gold.
No, don't leave it black, man, because green it just blends in with the thing. No?
Yeah,
there you go. That works.
We'll go black. Right, Edward Mendy will go in gold. One sec. What are we doing? Are we doing ability or form? Because that's also very key for these discussions.
Well, it doesn't matter. We win on both.
Regardless, we're gonna win.
Not in every position.
No, but hang on, wait. This is a back four, though, isn't it? It's a different equation.
It depends on which formation.
Should we go back 5?
No, let's not go back 5. Back 5 is long. Back 4 is the one, I'd say.
Right back. Hector Bellerin versus Reese James.
Well, come on, that's RJ all day long.
Anyone want to debate? Okay, cool. We're gonna go Reese James. Centre back.
That's left back.
That's the left.
That's the left back, my guy.
For goodness sakes, can't be arsed. I'm gonna move in.
What? Don't move. You just change the names.
CBA. I'll be real. And plus, I'm just finding my way through this as well. Right. So number 4. Right. So this one I think will be Thiago Silva because no one's going to debate whether he's in the team or not. But who's going to be partnering next to him?
Antonio Rudiger.
I don't know how good Rudiger is in the back 4 though. That's my question. I know Gabriel's good in the back 4.
No, he's so good.
Nah, Rudiger, Christensen, Zuma all can run in back 4s in my opinion. People make a debate about it.
Gabriel would be in that debate, but he's just fallen off a little bit, so I'll give it to Chelsea. Yeah,
Rudiger. It's gotta be Rudiger.
Luis.
We're gonna go Rudiger.
Luis is a good shot to be fair, but you can't have 2 slow centre backs.
Yeah, no worries. We'll go Rudiger.
You gotta get the masked man in there. You know, he's got that badass mask.
He left out Christensen. Oh my god.
I was already.
Hey yo, Lewis, you fraud! Lewis, this is your channel. You let down Christensen. Alright, let everyone alert it, bro. AC Hive's done. It's finished now.
Nah.
You just left out Christensen. Oh, that's not on, bro.
He's injured.
Of all people,
anyone debating the Danish Maldini?
Bro, you left him out yourself.
Are we talking about?
Because I'm doing a
man couldn't spell his name, so he put in Rudiger.
Because I'm doing a democratic stream, isn't it? Everyone said Rudiger. Let's go for Rudiger.
Are we talking about form or ability or both?
Or availability? Because
he's
can't play
right now.
I think I mean just overall mixture of everything. So if it's everything,
I go Christensen then because I think he's better overall, and I think him and Rudiger have had about the same season.
Oh, any debates? Nope. Cool.
Can't be asked.
Number 5, left back.
Tierney.
Chili.
Tierney. Even I'll say Tierney.
Chili B, man.
Even
What's
when
going on? He's saying tyranny.
the last
Jesus
few
Christ.
weeks.
The reason why I've never rated a Chilwell, right? I watched him play at Leicester, but I spoke to Leicester fans when they sold him to you. A lot of Leicester fans, and they were all saying, "Yo, this guy, we should check Chelsea off it. Like, he's a good player, but he's not worth that money."
All the streams we did with Neil leading up to the Chilwell transfer, and he was just telling me Chilwell's good, innit? But if there's anyone in our back four that should go, it will probably be him, and we won't be that honest about it.
Also, I think as well. I think Tierney's got more
the whole season. It's just everyone's seen that his form dipped during
and when Chilwell was playing in a back four, early he did well under Lampard, but then he did struggle quite a bit as well.
Yeah, but then the struggle also came in when Tuchel came too. That's why I think it was just form. He's come back to form now.
I think Tierney's a more complete left back, and I think that it's just he's playing in a worse team.
Mm-hmm. And he's asked to do more as well. Think about it.
That's true.
How many times has he been injured this year, though? Tierney. How many games has he missed?
But he's affecting the Premier League. I'm not sure. But we're talking about overall, isn't it?
Also, we put Thiago Silva in there, and we're talking about injuries.
Exactly.
All right, so we're gonna go for Kieran Tierney then. Let's go. In the number, which is meant to be number 6 position, we got number 9 there.
Does that be Kante? Jorginho, I'd say.
That should be Jorginho.
Excuse me.
I can't be arsed, man.
What the?
The things a mess allow me, innit?
Bro, use the other website. Use createformation.com. They get the photos up as well.
That's the website. Cool, I'll save that for next time.
Just do it now, innit? Be quick.
You don't mind us switching now? 1 second, I'll switch
Yeah. Createformation.com. It's not long.
Give me a second. You guys can debate who you guys want to have in midfield. I'll sort that out.
Jorginho, Kante.
There's no debate in that midfield. I think Saka was supposed to.
I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of want to put Partey in because I think he's good, but I think you can't take out any one of Mount, Kante, or Jorginho.
Yeah, but if we're talking overall quality, overall, that's the thing. Overall is the key word. Overall. It's not now. Overall. Because Partey was rated as one of the best midfielders in the world. And Atletico loved him so much, and they rated him so highly, they used to put him on Messi in those games against Barca from Atletico fans. And Madrid fans were celebrating when he left Atletico because he was that good for them. For Arsenal, he struggled, and it's because of the team he's in right now. If a team's struggling, it's hard for a player to not struggle as well. But I'm telling you, Partey is top draw. And if Arsenal improve next year, he'll be one of our best players.
I can't lie, this season Kovacic has been performing over Partey.
And then you've got Kovacic as well. I rate Kovacic very highly, so I wouldn't mind Kovacic playing either.
But saying that, Bhavss, if he's not the best player on a bad team like Arsenal is, could you say that all his good stuff was due to the players he was playing with in Atletico and the formation they played and the tactics they used? Could that not
a quality
be some
team
of the...
provides a quality player. So a foundation for Partey, he was actually pretty good until Arsenal started, losing form again. Then he became bad again. So when Arsenal, early season when he was confident, he was doing everything perfectly fine. Right now he's a bit panicky because he doesn't trust anyone anymore. Who to pass to, who's his partner, and obviously him and Xhaka, they keep playing one game, and the next game it's Elneny, then it's Ceballos with injuries. So it's hard to find any rhythm, and in a new league as well. And obviously I'm gonna give Partey this first season off. If he struggles next year, then obviously we can have that debate.
Xhaka's a bad seed, man. He's a bad seed. He should have been gone ages ago, man.
Yeah, Xhaka's alright. I don't know.
Yeah, I just
a couple howlers in him. He's one of those that he's a decent.
I think you put Jorginho as a 6 because it suits us. I mean, it's a formation, and if it was a 4-2-3-1, you could have maybe taken Jorginho out. But if it's a 3, you put Jorginho in there.
We got Kante and Mount, and then up top you got Havertz, Pulisic, and
Saka.
I mean, you got to put Saka in, I guess. But then you got Werner as well. Maybe. I mean, we talking the whole season?
We're talking overall.
Saka needs to be in because he is basically one of the people he's one of the people that are reason why Arsenal where they are and not lower.
Yeah, so put Mount as right.
He's carried the club on his shoulders.
We're going to put Mount in the final centre midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I would drop one of Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic in there.
Nah, I don't think.
Kante is better than Kovacic.
Kovacic is a machine, man.
Yeah, but
I think if we are talking about overall, though, and I think we've seen over the last couple of weeks when Kovacic has been injured that both of them have stepped up against Real Madrid, against Man City.
Big games.
Kante's pulled
Yes.
out 2 Man of the Match awards in a row. In fact, he's got 4 Champions League Man of the Match awards just in the knockout stages. He's got to stay in this one for me. Mason
He's
Mount's
world
up there
class.
this season, and Jorginho's just been ridiculous since Tuchel's joined, to be honest. So I think all three.
I think it's more a debate for us guys whether we have Werner or Pulisic on the left and who's up top, or whether you put
Saka
Werner in
right.
the centre.
Saka's definitely on the right. I'd say Havertz
Right.
in the centre.
Hold on, you explain this to me. The man has 5 goals and 4 assists in the Premier League.
He's also been Arsenal's best player by a country mile.
See, that's where, when you bring stats in, you haven't watched Saka play then. Because if you watch Saka play, you wouldn't be arguing this.
I've watched a lot of Arsenal's games, a lot. I almost watch every Premier League game every week. So even when I'm at work, I'll have the game on today and I'll be at work.
Do you not have a viable right wing option?
We have Ziyech, we have Mount
No.
playing there.
You're not playing Ziyech over Saka.
Well, you said
No,
right,
can't
who
put
plays
Ziyech,
right wing. I'm
man,
not
no
saying
way. I'm not having Ziyech.
So you're not having Saka over,
just-
who would you rather have over Saka then?
over Saka.
Yeah.
In this formation, I'd put Havertz at right wing
Oh my god.
Nah.
Is that
And who we put up front?
because it's a 4-3-3. It's not what we play. This is a different type of.
Right, what? Werner in the middle and Pulisic on the left.
Sure.
They're wingers. These are not inside 10s. They're wingers.
I was going to
That's
say,
why you couldn't play Mount as a right winger either on
Havertz
this.
hasn't played as a winger. When he was at Leverkusen playing on the right, it was as a
He'd be
inside
providing width, and that would have made sense. So you put Saka on
How's
automatically.
Lacazette this season, though? How's Lacazette so far this
He's
season?
been very good, actually.
I
He's
just
a goal scorer this season, I think.
I think he's got 17 goals or something.
And I'll
So I wouldn't put him in there. I'll put Havertz up top.
Yeah. For me, it's Havertz,
Saka.
Pulisic. I think you can make an argument for Aubameyang just in terms of if we're going overall in terms of ability. But
Oh, yeah, overall, then, overall, yeah.
Been,
Oh, you know what? Overall, though. Nah, listen, overall. Nah, come on. Overall, now. Let's get it straight. Overall.
I said make a case. I didn't say he's getting in there. I said make a
Giving him
case.
material, man. Come on.
Overall, no,
But
but come
it's
on.
better than Aubameyang.
Overall, Aubameyang has been a superstar for the last 5 years. Top scorer.
Yeah.
You can't just drop Aubameyang like that. Then after one, and how many goals has Pulisic got this season? I think he got less than Pepe has, with more games started, by the way. So if you're gonna go for stats, as my man has pointed out before, then what's his stats about then? Now I'm not that, but that's where I would be stupid as well. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if you guys would go off stats, that would be the argument to make. Now that's why I'm not going to do that because I've watched Pulisic play and I know he's been better.
Yeah.
But
Pulisic is
you know,
unplayable. You've got to play
if
Pulisic.
you Aubameyang is a player who, if you would put him down the middle, then I think, man, Aubameyang, bro, listen, this guy's been getting 30, 40 goals per season for a long, long time. It's just the first time he's not going to get 20 goals for like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
20 goals a season
But are you
striker.
going on this season, Bhavs? Or what are you doing?
No, but we said overall and quality as well. Overall ability
I
and
also
quality.
do think this season needs to be taken into account.
I know,
It
but
does,
like,
it does.
We didn't do that. We definitely haven't done this 11 based on overall ability because then we'd be having a few more conversations about the midfield because I feel like you try and push Party in a bit more if that's that.
I tried to, but I wasn't.
Partey's the only one that can. I think is the only midfielder that can. Like I don't think Erdegaard's been in the Premier
On
League.
ability,
No.
you could push more of a case for Gabriel as well. He still wouldn't win it, but
You
you could
couldn't.
push more of a case.
I don't think. You
No, I
could,
definitely
just 'cause
would.
The age, just because the age and the like again, you probably could, but I think if we're going
David
again,
Luiz, I mean, overall, David Luiz had a pretty decent career as well. To be fair, so I could put David Luiz there.
it's David Luiz.
So
since right. So since
Ability,
13-14, right, let me go through Aubameyang's goals since 13-14. 16 goals in his first Dortmund season. Then 25, 39, 40, 21. 31 in a mixed season of Arsenal and Dortmund. So 10 for Arsenal, 21 for Dortmund. 31, 29, and now 15 this season. How can you discount that? How can you discount that? 15 goals this season, but and it's all in his worst season since 2013. 15 goals already.
how many of those are? In the
you just didn't have to say anything. You do know that, right?
I like being fair, bro. And if we're going with that,
Fair enough.
in his worst ever season, Timo Werner's got 30 goal contributions.
I'm not talking about goal contributions. A striker's his goals. You don't talk about Drogba or Henry goal contributions, do you?
I do if it's
With Didier Drogba, we
Hang
would
on.
talk about goal contribution.
If we're talking about the system, look at Liverpool. And
How do you win a golden boot?
It depends though.
How do you win a golden boot, though?
Liverpool won a Champions League with the number 9 that doesn't score
the
goals.
back of the net? Goals and assists.
Exactly. And
So we're doing goals and
assists.
assists nowadays.
as Cesc Fabregas said, it's harder to assist than it is to score.
So I'm adding 31 goals, probably 5 assists as well. Probably like that's even more than for Aubameyang.
You can add more assists with Aubameyang too. Like I don't even mind because like it runs with both ways in my opinion.
Look, I reckon the way Aubameyang is getting slandered right now, it's very reactionary from a lot of fan bases because it's almost like an easy target for Arsenal.
Well, he's been piss poor the whole season.
No, for me it's the contract because
Bro,
yes,
I'm
they get
telling
all
you.
the other outside
This whole
issues.
season, Bhavss, he's been
the start of the
shadow of
season was
himself.
horrendous.
Shadow of himself.
Yeah, but we're not. This is not just off this season, though, is
I
it?
know.
If we would
I
do
know,
that, then
but,
it'll change.
But if you're a great player, yeah, you know you can be shit and still be banging in goals.
All right. So if that was the case, then why don't we discount Hazard of all conversations as well? Because he had a couple bad seasons as well. Players have poor seasons. It's a fact.
because Hazard's not
Players
a
will have.
striker.
If you
Yeah,
were
but you don't
that
look at
consistent
Hazard
since
score goals,
2013,
Bhavs. Yeah,
he
you
had
don't
he
look
had
at
like 2
Hazard.
goals one season.
Yeah, but you don't look at Hazard. Hazard is not a goal.
so now you don't look at
scorer.
goals.
He's a creative midfielder.
No, but
How many assists did he have that year?
It's not just that. It's. I've said this before. And it's my thing for why I get a Tammy. It's what are you doing outside of scoring goals because you can't score every game. So I look at not Havertz. Look at Salah right now. Guy's not scoring. He's doing fuck all. He's doing literally fuck all to help Liverpool. And no one's talking about him for being in like player of the season or for this and that. But he's not doing anything. And it's about what you do outside of scoring goals. I think
The way you win games is score goals.
Yeah,
right?
but
The way you win
as a
games is
player
score goals.
are not going to.
If you're a world-class goal scorer, you're a world-class player.
But you're not though.
What does Haaland offer apart from goals?
His movement, his link-up play,
His
the way
movement.
that
That's
he
how you
moves.
get his goals.
No, I'm talking about his movement off the ball that opens space for others. Like the fact that he can make.
Because then you could say. So would you say then? Would you say that Giroud's a better player than Aubameyang because he offers more than just goals?
All-round play, yes. All-round play, yeah.
All rounds, yeah.
Oh,
I can't go there. I can't go there.
As someone pointed out,
right, you know what? You lot take away. I'm just gonna sit back now and listen.
Giroud won a World Cup.
Giroud's done it on big. He's won the World Cup. Look at what he's won. I mean, he's got a proven track record as well. I know we're not bringing what we've won into it, but we can't discredit Giroud.
He's never going to win a
Giroud
World
is
Cup.
world class, man.
But it's not just that. It's not just because I know, Jesse, your point about the fact that Aubameyang plays for Gabon, and so it's a bit more difficult. But I'm talking about in the system France played at the World Cup. Giroud was not designed to be the goal scorer. He was designed to be the link-up play for Mbappe, Griezmann, and Pogba. Like the goal they scored against Denmark, or was it Denmark or Australia, where it's literally a ball into Giroud, he lays it off to Pogba, who scores the winner.
Just put all Christensen in there. Come on.
Yeah,
Just do all
Christensen and Mount, and we're good.
Oh, Havertz and AC on the flanks. We're good. We're winning the Champions League.
Yeah.
But if we were talking last year, Aubameyang would be in that starting 11.
Yeah.
This year, I would think that he would say he's not lived up to his contract.
Aubameyang wouldn't even get into our team.
This year. Last year's Aubameyang
This year,
would.
Aubameyang wouldn't walk into our team at all.
Yeah, I agree. This year's Aubameyang. Last year's
I don't know. I
Aubameyang
think he would.
and the year before would.
Lampard wanted him when? In January last year, he wanted him?
In January of last year, there was talk of him
he
coming.
wanted him.
I think he would fit into our team, though, but that's because what we need right now is a pure goal scorer. We don't need an all-round player. But that's why I think he'd fit in. But if we can go out and get someone who's a goal scorer and a better all-round player, then all cool. But I think in this system with what we need, he would. But that's because we need.
Do you know where I think it's gone wrong is this season is Aubameyang. Aubameyang is just a fantastic goal scorer. We know that he's clinical. He scores a shitload of goals. Right? There's no disputing that. Like he's quality, but he's gone to Arsenal and like I don't mean to be like disrespectful, but there is no mentality in that club. Now, if you're got a lot of young players and you're in that squad, you're going to look to a player like Aubameyang for that mentality. But Aubameyang's not even got that mentality right now.
Can I just say, in the 2 years that Thomas Tuchel had Aubameyang has scored 39 and 40 goals consecutively.
Mm-hmm.
Mad.
He used him right.
I'm talking about him at Arsenal. There's no mentality there, Bhavss. Like, he's just happy to collect his 300 grand, live in London, like buy all his flashy shit. Like that's Aubameyang for you.
I think.
Right. So who are we actually having on the wings then?
For me, Saka is Saka and Pulisic. Saka on the right, Pulisic on the left.
Bavs,
will say-
don't you blame Arteta for that then? Because he's the one that's not put Aubameyang in a position to do what he...
I won't blame individuals to let the rest off. They're all to blame. They're all equal. They're not all gonna get off with it because I can just scapegoat one individual. That's just poor
No,
me.
but
Then.
you look. What I'm
No,
saying
no,
is you look to your
I'm
big
just saying-
players to lead by example, to dig you out of moments when you're playing shit or you're in the muck. And I don't feel like Aubameyang's done that at all this
But
season.
that's never been Aubameyang.
He
He's
won the
never. He shouldn't
in the
even have
cup
a
final
cap.
last year. He turned up. That for me
Yeah.
was enough to show that he can turn up in big games in a semi-final and a cup
I
final.
can't lie.
That-
We didn't turn up in your last
I'm
Europa
not
League
very
final,
happy with Saka on the
semi-final,
right.
and
I'll
that was
put Werner on the
arguably
right.
your
though.
biggest game of the season.
you put Werner on the right.
No.
You want Werner? on
Who
the
said
right?
that?
Just no.
That's
That was
me.
probably Saka.
That was his lawyer.
Make your case. When's he playing the right wing for Chelsea?
Right.
He's played twice
Right.
on the right.
Go slash
Oh, so-
the fifth, yeah, this season, yeah. Don't forget the mentality of his the way that he's playing. You know, I mean, if you want to compare Werner to Saka, Werner has contributed more than Bukayo Saka this season.
But not as a right winger.
Well,
You might as well have him as a left winger with Pulisic then, because he's more of a left winger and a
Pulisic
centre
can play on the
forward.
right then. Well, Pulisic can play on the right.
Do your
I just-
thing, man. Do your thing.
I just think to me, Saka's been the driving force for Arsenal this season. He's been the one
Any
player
debate
maybe
for
like
Werner at right wing, or are we going to go for anybody else?
Okay, as a right wing, Saka has played 21 games and has 6 goals and 8 assists.
Yeah, but still, that's just stats. That's the thing. I always
Yeah.
say it's
Well, I'm just
50-50.
I'm just giving you stuff to decide.
No,
on.
but hang on. The sides, then the Pepe gets over Pulisic because then stats-wise, he's got more goals and assists.
I'm just giving
That's
you
the thing.
some information.
yeah,
I'm not saying base it
But
on
you
that.
see, this is what I'm saying
That's
as
what I
well.
thought.
50-50.
That's what I
It's 50% stats, 50% eye test
And
for me.
Saka-
Last
Eye
part,
test
all
is where you
bias
can see
aside,
Saka.
I don't think Saka drops out of this team. He's been their main driving force in their
Well,
attack.
no,
Also,
Saka.
well-
There's no argument with Saka.
Yeah.
I think for me, you got to have Saka, you got to have Pulisic, you got to have Werner. I think Havertz. Look, Havertz hasn't played this whole season. I mean, Pulisic hasn't really either, to be fair. So, I mean, are you basing it on them playing the whole season as well? I mean, what? Because there's so many things you got to base it on.
But that's why you have to set the criteria before you do this.
You know what I think would be easier? You know, I think a lot of people would agree more on if we put Kovacic in midfield and move Mount into the front three.
Yeah, that ends
No,
it. Yeah,
no.
yeah, that ends
He's
it.
not a right winger, though, is
In
he?
that formation, Mount is better as an 8.
he's not a winger.
Yeah,
He's
in
a-
that formation, yeah, but I'm thinking more in terms of we've been playing him as one of the more forward roles under Thomas Tuchel, and he's still
Yeah, he's a
been
right.
amazing.
He's a right
Yeah, but
attack
his-
midfielder. He's a
Yeah,
right.
but exactly. His best work is when he's central. It's not when he's like properly out wide, which is what would be required in a 4-3-3. Like
I
I've
mean, you
said,
could put him
he's
anywhere, man.
Yeah.
Really,
He's
Mount-
better
You
than
can't Werner out though in this.
We
combined
saw
lineup.
under Lampard that when he got moved as a winger, he was nowhere near as effective.
Oh
Yeah,
my
left
god,
wing
I wouldn't
Werner,
do that
right
again.
guy.
No, I'm just talking about Mount. I'm talking about when he was a winger. More often than not, he'd cut inside and he wasn't nearly as effective. He was better when he was centralised.
Yep, absolutely. So in that formation, he needs to be an 8.
Right, so are we happy with the formation then?
I'm happy with that, with the formation and that team. I think there's a couple like arguments you can make, like Partey, like Aubameyang, maybe like Rudiger or Christensen at the back. But I think all of that is right. I think.
Yep, you know what? If I'm not hearing anyone say anything else, we're gonna run with that. That's gonna be our.
I'm not gonna waste
Well-
anybody's time. I'm gonna say yes. I don't mind. I'm not gonna waste anybody's time.
I
Mention goal,
object.
James and Tierney up as a fullback, Silver and Christensen in the
I'm not
back
gonna waste
two.
any energy going
Jorginho,
at
Mount, Kante in the midfield three, Havertz, Pulisic, and Saka. Love to see it, guys. Final question before we wrap up the stream. What's everyone's score predictions for today? Scott, we'll start with you.
I'm gonna go with what I said towards the start. I think 2-0. I just see it being a game where we are in control. We get to maybe early goals or just 2 goals in general, and we try and play at our own pace. I just don't think Arsenal have got what they need at the minute, and I think Arteta's too rash at the minute in terms of the way he's trying to pick his teams. Like, I just see him overthinking it again.
All right, Fata, what about you? What's your thoughts?
I'll go with same Scott 2-0, and in other case, if Arsenal do fall apart, if they go down 10 men, I could see like maybe 3 or more. But at the moment, it's 2-0.
Johnny, what about you? Similar scoreline, or what are you thinking?
I'm going for a solid 3-0. I think if we're clinical with the chance that we are going to create and the fact that we don't concede, I mean, yeah, I'm confident. I always score predictions. I'm always bloody wrong. Very few I'm right, but I reckon 3-0 this one. I'll go with it.
All right, cool. Jesters, what are you saying? What's the score prediction for today?
Well, since Johnny has the score line on his thumbnail there with Kai and Edward Bergkamp there, so 3-0. See? Right there. 3-0.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. I was thinking, what, 1-0? Is that what you said? Okay, cool. I get you.
3-0.
Bhavss.
Look at Bhavss. Bhavss is suffering.
I'm really not. I'm good right now. It doesn't hurt me, bro. You don't understand. I'm numb to all this shit. Like, I'm just going, yeah, it's calm. Cause as I said, man, it's all opinions, isn't it? So you lot can have your opinions, and I can have my opinions. This doesn't have to be always burning inside. But I'll go for a 1-1.
Yeah, no, I
see a
didn't
draw,
think
'cause-
burning inside was the word for it. I just thought we want to just get it done with. Whole season in general.
Listen, man, I can't lose today, because if we lose today, we know we're bad. If we win today, then it'll be just funny.
Baz is on simulation mode. He just wants to sim the rest of the season.
He just
and be done with
He's
it.
on you know, on that Football Manager where you go on holiday, he's just on holiday mode, isn't he?
Yeah.
As I said, for me, it's transfer window season. I'm just looking at transfers right now of players who can sign. I'm not even caring about games.
You just go into the motion, innit?
It's pre-season for me right now. It's post-season now.
That. I'm going to go for 2-0. I already said if we were clinical, I'd actually go for a 5-0 or something like that. But we're not. So I think we're going to make enough chances that we could win 5-0 and just win about 1 or 2 if we're lucky. But yeah, that's going to be my score prediction, because I'm not going to say too much after last time. Big up everyone who's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. Check out Bhavs'... sorry, I fucked up the outro. Check out Bhavs' channel. The link is literally in the title, so check it out and smash the like and subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. We will be back after the game for a live review. It should be, like, we're in a new studio, so I actually don't know where I'm going to have space to do it, but we should have enough space for a live review. Big up everyone who's locked in. We'll be back after the game, hopefully not as depressed as we were the last time we played Arsenal. And we'll leave you with a photo of Roberto Carlos. Fuck it. Take care, like, subscribe, and as always, up the Chelsea.
Get out.